What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're returning with our good old pal Jiren, a very different version of him, but still Jiren nonetheless. Last time, we got to see how Goku's career with the Galactic Patrol was going, and all in all, it was going pretty well. Joining actually gave him a great shot against the androids later on. But the androids aren't done yet, one of them is still lurking about. No one really knows where, but Android 17 is lurking about somewhere, having escaped the plan. But what's he going to do? For this part, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes, and once we hit that, I'll continue with another part to the series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. As mentioned, Android 17 is still alive. And while he's kinda cowardly hiding right now, he still won't go down without a fight. He'll find a way to win. And he actually has a great idea of how to do that. The Dragon Balls. All he has to do is find all the Dragon Balls on notice, and he'll be good. So, as we enter the next time skip, he does this. Of course, no one knows what's going on. Android 17 is able to gather all the Dragon Balls, and to remain unnoticed, he summons Shenron at night so no one will be awake for it. He actually didn't know that the sky would turn dark, and this is perfect. The nighttime also works to cover the sky for him, at least in some parts of the world. But that doesn't matter. All that matters is that he gets his wish, reviving Android 18. His sister is brought back to life. He's happy, but their goal isn't done yet. They still want to kill Goku. Not for Jiro's plans, but actually for revenge now, for obvious reasons. In their current state, they may not be enough. They're gonna actually have to train. So, the two go into seclusion on an island, aiming to train and grow stronger. We won't be seeing them for a while. They want to make sure that they're just strong enough to do this. And you can't really be too safe when dealing with Saiyans. As for our heroes, everyone is concerned about 17, but they eventually stop worrying, not thinking about him as much. They all train in an effort to get stronger, and feel that even if he does come back, they'll be more than enough. And in a way, that's right. He partially serves as a motivational factor for them. And they don't know that he's training, but even if he is, they're training too, and they're getting some amazing progress, especially now that Goku has Super Saiyan, and now the other Saiyans can work on this too. And by far, the person with the most benefit is Vegeta. He strives to get Super Saiyan while Goku briefly departs Earth, back on the job at the Galactic Patrol. He aims to surpass Kakarot once more, getting Super Saiyan and proving who's really the boss around here. So, speaking of the Galactic Patrol, what are they up to? Specifically Jiren and Jaco. Well, with Frieza and Cold defeated and in prison, Jiren's pretty content. He's of course trying to uphold the Galactic Patrol's values, but he can never truly feel closure for what happened to his planet and his people. The damage is irreversible. He has visited, and the Galactic Patrol has long since helped to evacuate this planet and free the people there. Jiren is now focused on helping his people find a new planet, but this doesn't mean that he's going to give up on pursuing strength. No, if anything, he's even more set on getting stronger now. Before, him training was more of an act of vengeance, wanting to right the wrongs done by Frieza. But now, it's more preventative if anything. If he gets strong enough, he may be able to prevent anything like this from ever happening again, not just to his people, but any planet in the universe. He keeps in mind all the people that Frieza killed, especially his master and his village. He's doing this for them, if anything. As for Jaco, he goes along with the flow, not as noble of a cause as Jiren has, but hey, he's fighting for the heroes, so Jaco's good in our books. The two of them end up visiting Earth quite a lot, since Goku goes there so often, as well as Jaco, causing Jiren to tag along quite a bit. And this is actually kind of therapeutic for him in a way. I mean, think about it. He hasn't really had a home for a while. Sure, he's had the Galactic Patrol, but like, a true home. A planet which he can live on. Of course he'll still live with the Galactic Patrol, but in a way, Earth does become his new home with how often he visits. He learns the culture, makes friends, and the more he goes, the more great things he sees. It's a bit weird though, because whenever he's on Earth, people start to report alien sightings. You know, the people that live together with furries think it's weird to see a buff alien walking around. This dude is weirder than the dog president or the dinosaurs running around the planet, but I digress. And Jiren actually sees a lot of potential in the Earthlings there, and there's specifically one that catches his eye. Because he's around Goku so much, he'll be meeting Gohan quite a lot. And he sees some promise in this kid. Gohan even occasionally goes along to see everything in space. It is a great learning experience for him. Chi-Chi's actually fine with it because her son is going into space and getting research that no one else has. Even though most of his time is spent screwing around and training with Goku. But regardless, him and Jiren actually form somewhat of a bond. Jaco doesn't really like a kid being on the ship so much, but as for Jiren, Gohan reminds him of his past self in a way. Big dreams and a good heart. And in a way, seeing Gohan have this great childhood kinda makes up for him missing out on his own. Obviously it's not a complete replacement, but remember, Jiren had a very terrible childhood. And honestly, I could see this bond with Gohan helping him. Getting Jiren to realize what he truly fought for and gave up that childhood for. Not that he didn't know before, but it makes him content in a way. Jiren's actually happier than ever, not just because of Frieza and Cold being in jail, but everything else in his life. He's getting stronger, he has two great friends, Goku and Jaco, and he's even becoming some sort of an uncle figure for Gohan. Think of it like the bond between Krillin and Gohan. One day this kid should join the Galactic Patrol too. And why am I bringing this up? Once Gohan's in high school, there's not going to be the Great Saiyaman, no. Gohan basically becomes an honorary Galactic Patrolman, but he's obviously going to be staying on Earth and not in space. So I guess now we have the Galactic Saiyaman, although he might still have to keep that goofy outfit on. And with this, we're obviously going into the Buu saga right now. So let's fast forward a bit more to the tournament. No, Jiren's not actually going to join, but he does want to spectate. He wants to learn more about Earth, so he wants to watch their events, and apparently, this is a pretty big worldwide phenomenon. And it seems pretty important to Goku too, so he's going to go support his friends. Although there is the alien sighting issue that I mentioned earlier, he's going to stick out like a sore thumb. But Bulma has a great solution, a new outfit. He's given an earthly disguise, sunglasses, and maybe even a fake beard should do it, as well as some casual clothes. And why am I doing this? Because I can. Don't question me, there's nothing wrong with having some fun in this scenario. Jocko's there too, and he'd probably make fun of Jiren for his disguise, but Bulma would probably do the same for him too. So he got roped in as well. As for the tournament itself, it continues pretty normally. Obviously Android 18's not there, but there's no other reason for the members to change. Brief side note too, Goten and Trunks would be there. Really, a lot of it's going normal so far, up until the point where Spopovich and Yamu steal energy from Gohan. Them stealing the energy actually happens pretty much the same, but there's some major changes in the aftermath. Immediately when this happens, Jiren jumps in to try and stop these people from leaving. Sure, the other fighters may know who Shin and Kibito are, but Jiren doesn't, and he doesn't know what's going on right now. But just as he jumps out of the stands, he's suddenly frozen in the air. He looks over and sees Shin has his hands out, paralyzing Jiren. Jiren recognizes this guy as a threat. So, with a single blink, he sends a massive shockwave towards Shin, flinging him back. Kibito looks on stunned, knowing he can't do anything. After being freed from paralysis, Jiren rockets after the other two, with Goku closing in behind him. As Spopovich and Yamu are flying, suddenly, Jiren appears in front of them, outspeeding them greatly. They turn around and Goku's there, with other fighters on hot pursuit. The two Majin servants try and steal energy from Jiren and Goku, but they can't hit the Galactic Patrol agents. They're simply too fast for them, so instead, they decide to retreat. Both of them fly away, expecting to escape, but Jiren then appears in front of them once again, slamming them into the ground this time, quickly deploying some sort of Galactic Patrol goo. There's no real name for this, but I'll show the picture on screen. And with that, they're stuck to the ground. Jiren descends, ready to get info out of them. But out of a portal from the ground, Deborah comes out, dragging the servants in with him. Jiren isn't quick enough to stop it. Shin and Kibito catch up with this group just as Deborah leaves, and they see him going away. When Shin and Kibito approach, Jiren is immediately on guard, seeing them as enemies, but Shin begins explaining who he is, scolding Jiren for screwing up their plan. He's the Supreme Kai, someone who Jiren should be showing respect to, but Jiren doesn't care who they are, and frankly, he says their plan was stupid. They could have just talked to the Galactic Patrol and gotten some help that way, or even just communicated with the rest of the fighters on Earth. While those two are bickering, Gohan's energy is given to Babidi back at the ship, and it's actually a pretty decent amount. Over this time skip, I feel like the Saiyans would still get Super Saiyan 2. And Gohan would probably be around the same strength that he was in canon. He didn't get that same start in the Cell Saga, but there was more training over the 7 years to make up for that. But Deborah then notices something. In that goo that Spopovich and Yamu are in, there's some sort of chip in there. It's a tracker. They know the ship's location now. Jiren leads the group towards the ship, and Babidi can of course watch this happen. So he sends Deborah up to deal with them. Deborah exits the ship and sees the whole group waiting there, and his first course of action is to launch towards them, attacking Kibito. Without hesitation, he launches a powerful blast at the apprentice Kai, but as the blast dissipates, he feels something on his wrist. In front of Kibito, Jiren is now standing there, completely unfazed and uninjured by the blast. He has his hand on Deborah's wrist, grabbing it firmly. Deborah tries to draw his hand back, but the grip grows tighter, with Deborah's hand almost being crushed. He powers up and jumps back, ready to fight Jiren. He didn't expect someone this strong, but it may be good. If he stalls the fight, they may get some energy for Buu. Jiren is obviously not in a good mood. They hurt his friend, and they interrupted his analysis of Earth activities. Plus, they ruined his fun. He actually enjoyed the tournament from an entertainment standpoint. But that's not important now. What he's focused on now is defeating Deborah and stopping whatever this plan is. He doesn't even want to be tangled up in this. He should be in space right now. And of course, he's able to fight Deborah one-on-one. After hearing what Shin and Kibito said, he can actually use lethal force and end this fight quickly. He avoids all of Deborah's attacks, and with one punch, Jiren ends up defeating him, knocking him to the ground. He's about to kill Deborah with a blast, but in their haste, there's one thing that Shin forgot to tell him about. Deborah is blinded by the glow from Jiren's hand as he charges up an energy attack. And as a last resort, he spits, landing on Jiren's foot. Jiren's kind of amused by this. Is that really all he's got left? But of course Shin is panicking as he sees this. His shoe turns into stone as the rest of Jiren is turned into a statue. He's confused as to what's going on, but before he even realizes what just happened, he's frozen. And just to keep Dabura safe, Babidi pulls him back into the ship, ready to heal him so he could fight whoever else is out there. Okay, this seems pretty bad right now, but there is at least a way out. If they're able to kill Dabura, they should be able to restore Jiren back to his normal self. And Jiren already did a great job. Dabura is heavily injured, so all they need to do is just finish that job. It shouldn't be too bad. So they head into the ship. And they clean house pretty easily. First, Puipui's killed. Then, Yakon is killed. They descend further, and now, Gohan gets to face Dabura. But there is another thing that stays the same way that it was in canon. Something that happens right around this point. Babidi of course sees his disadvantage, and he begins panicking, but he has one way out. A way to not only gather energy, but to hold everyone off. He just needs someone to help him, and he found the perfect target, Vegeta. Despite Goku still being alive here, Vegeta in this scenario is still pretty bitter. Goku has been so far ahead of him, and he's never even been on Earth. They've never had a true fight, and Vegeta's never been able to show his true strength towards Goku. There's so many emotions bubbling within Vegeta, and all this anger that's ready to burst. And Babidi is able to take advantage of that. So, just like normal, Vegeta begins screaming in pain, as he's slowly manipulated by Babidi's magic, turned into Majin Vegeta. Okay, this is obviously going to cause an issue, especially since everyone just got teleported away from the ship. Shin begs Goku not to fight Vegeta, but that's not going to work. Originally, Goku didn't care what Shin said, and he'll probably care even less here. Shin screwed up so many times that Goku doesn't even know if he could trust him. For all he knows, maybe he's working with the Majin group. At the very least, he's incompetent, and Goku doesn't want to take directions from this guy. He caused Jiren to get turned into stone, he caused Gohan to get hurt, and since they didn't just stop this all before, now they're dealing with this. Gohan agrees, the two aren't happy, and they're taking charge from here. Goku goes off to fight Vegeta, as Gohan joins Shin and Kibito in an effort to save Jiren and defeat Dabura. But they need to work quickly though. If Babidi gets any more energy, then Buu will be revived. Goku knows this too, he needs to defeat Vegeta quick. Once Shin, Gohan, and Kibito arrive back at the ship, they see Dabura, and Gohan doesn't screw around. Dabura's already been weakened quite a bit by Jiren, and Gohan's already a bit heated, so he immediately goes to his maximum power. Knowing that this will give Buu energy, he makes it quick, killing Dabura, causing Jiren to be freed from the stone. Perfect, now all they need to do is stop Vegeta. They try focusing on the fight, and it seems that Goku's still facing him. That's kind of an issue. Goku definitely has a clear advantage over Vegeta. This means he's holding something back. They need Goku to finish this right away. So, they all head over. Vegeta's getting more and more aggressive, as Goku simply dodges and blocks all of his attacks, trying to talk Vegeta out of this. But obviously that's not going to work. Then, the two of them are interrupted. Gohan's group arrives back, this time with Jiren. Seeing Jiren and everyone there, Vegeta knows that he's disadvantaged, and begins panicking. But Babidi gives him some directions. Don't focus on Goku, attack the Supreme Kai. Vegeta doesn't want to listen to him, but he actually agrees this is a good idea. He'll take down all these people so they can't distract him from his fight with Kakarot. He aims a blast at Shin, launching it. Jiren and Gohan jump in front of him, deflecting it, as Vegeta continues unleashing a volley of blasts. They of course do nothing, except they help Babidi. The more he attacks, the more energy Babidi gets. And Goku quickly realizes this. As Vegeta's distracted, he comes up from behind, hitting Vegeta with a quick chop that knocks him out. Vegeta falls to the ground unconscious, and it seems that everything's done now, and Babidi realizes that he's disadvantaged once again. But there is one last resort that he can use. It's a gamble, but it should work. There's almost enough energy for Buu, so if Babidi gives some of his own, it'll injure him heavily, and he'll need some medical attention right away, but once Buu is revived, Buu will heal him. Hopefully. It'll definitely revive Buu, but if this doesn't work, Babidi will die, and Buu will be running around with no one to command him. Babidi doesn't care. He wants to finish this. So, with all of his remaining energy, he gives that to Buu, and it's just enough to tip Buu's egg over the edge. As everyone else is heading to the ship, they sense a sudden increase in power, and they realize that their worst fear is coming true. Buu has been revived. They don't know how, but Babidi was able to find some way to do this. They rush over to the ship, not worrying about using energy anymore. All they know now is that they need to stop Buu, and they're nervous to see what kind of beast awaits at the ship, ready to greet and fight them. The incarnation of pure evil has now been revived, and luckily for Babidi, he gets healed by Buu. It was a gamble, but it worked out just as he planned. And now, things will go his way. This is where we'll leave off for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? What do you think will happen in the next episode? Will they be able to defeat Buu? And most importantly, what do you think of Jiren's new disguise? Leave any thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of this series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? as well as hitting the bell icon to get notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos that I upload on my channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.